All right. We're using bribery this time to keep him in place. I don't know how long that's going to last. I'm sure he'll go back to his bed in a wee minute. But, so, going to be getting a new book in place of our Twilight series. This one's called Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill. Yes, the price sticker was covering the author's name, so I had to check it on the spine. But the book, what's it about? Do you know what? Let's go in blind, shall we? No, I have read this before, but you will be blind if you have not heard of this book before. It's not bad. I read this before I read A Handmaid's Tale, and I don't know, it's maybe an unpopular opinion, but it's better written anyway. So it's more palatable for the modern audience. But anyway, without further ado, we'll begin. In the beginning, man created the new women, the Eves. Audio guide to the rules of proper female behavior, the original father. And it's chapter 1. September, 10 months until the ceremony. The chastities keep asking why I can't sleep. I am at the maximum permitted dosage of sleep sound, they say, eyes narrowed in suspicious concern. Are you taking it correctly, Frida? Are you taking it all yourself, Frida? Yes, yes. Now may I have some more, please? No more than can be prescribed, not safely anyway, they say. They warn of muscle spasms, internal bleeding, of corrosion of vital organs. But I cannot see these vital organs in the mirror. All I can see are dark circles under my eyes, a grey pallor, like the dusting of ashes over my face, the hallmarks of too many nights spent burrowing a hole in my mattress, tossing and turning, yearning to join the perfectly synchronized breathing of my sisters. I can hear them now, sucking artificial heat into their lungs greedily, oblivious to me lying in my cot, buzzing like an exposed wire. I'm a good girl. I'm pretty. I'm always happy-go-lucky. The robotic voice spills down the walls and crawls along the floor, searching for a receptive ear. We are Eves, and we are more receptive when sleeping. We are like sponges, absorbing beauty, becoming more and more lovely as we dream, more and more valuable, except for me. Night after night I lie awake, nothing but the messages to distract me from my clamoring thoughts. Chastity Ruth says, thinking too much robs you of your beauty. No man will ever want a companion who thinks too much. I do try and be more controlled. I try to shape my mind into nothingness, but when night falls and in the dorms, the demons stir, their eyes flashing white in the dark, looking for something to feed on. I'm a good girl. I am appealing to others. I am always agreeable. In the heat, it's the heat. I know it is. It's pumped in at night to detoxify our pores, rolling in like waves through the dormitory, molding my skin. The sleep sound can disguise the fire in my lungs only for so long before I jerk awake, gargling steam. I blink as my cubicle flickers in a subdued light. A single bed with snow white sheets, a locker crouching beside it, the black paint peeling off in ribbons. It, it is a small house made of mirrors, every surface papered in glass. And there I am, and there, and there. I'm imprisoned in these walls. I watch in the mirrored ceiling as I spread my body out like a starfish, bending my knees from the sticky sheets. My hands hit the clammy, mirrored wall behind me. The black silk nightdress gathers round my waist. I turn on to my right side, my forehead pressed against the mirrored wall, a heavy sigh misting the glass. I itch my fingertips over my cheek, my high cheekbones, watching as I trace circles around my almond-shaped eyes. My skin feels crepe thin, as if it's slowly dissolving into my bones. Before us, they counted sheep to help them fall asleep. Before us, there were sheep to count. I fumble under my pillow for my e-pad, its square corners reassuringly solid in my hands. I update the My Face status, whispering into the screen. I can't sleep again. Anyone out there awake? A shiver of satisfaction runs through me as the video status uploads, as if somehow it proves that I'm real. I exist. Frida? Am I dreaming of her again? She's like an apparition, standing in the arched doorway between the corridor and my cubicle, her full-length pink dressing gown glowing in the shadows. She tilts her head, shifting her weight from one foot to the other, waiting for me to say something. I nod, and her tense face softens as she creeps into my narrow bed, aligning her body with mine, our limbs interlocking like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. We are reflected in all the mirrors, splintering into parallel images, echoing from the ceiling to the walls and back, multiplied over and over again. Her milky white legs intertwined with mine, her white blonde hair bleeding into my dark brown waves. Isabel, I was afraid you were a chastity. Sorry. If she catches us breaking isolation, we'll be in trouble. It'll be fine. Still. Chastity Ruth isn't on duty, she replies, reading my mind as always. We breathe in unison. I rest my head on her shoulder, inhaling lavender, counting heartbeats. She shifts, pulling her arm from under me, and my head drops to the damp sheets. She inches back away from me until she's hovering over the edge of my bed, one foot planted on the ground for support. Good idea. It's too hot, isn't it? She says. She came in after all this time, I tell myself. You didn't ask her to. She came by herself. Hmm. She taps her toes against the base mirror. Her neon pink toenails match her robe. I seem to be the only person affected by the heat. So, I blurt out, where have you been hiding? I haven't been feeling well. I sent you chat requests, I trailed off, thinking of her room. The corrugated steel door rolled to the floor and bolted down like a portcullis. I sent her countless messages in the last 2 months, all unanswered. I can't sleep. Nervous about tomorrow? She shrugs apathetically. Have you asked Chastity Ann for more sleep sound? It interacts badly with my other meds. What are you talking about? I prop myself up on my elbow and look at her. I'm on the maximum dosage, and I haven't had any problems. Giselle broke out in hives when they mixed her dosages. She looked ugly for a week, she said, as if I hadn't spoken, as if I don't exist. She's been doing that a lot lately. Can you stop kicking the mirror? It's really annoying, I snap, and her foot slows to a still. I feel guilty at the flicker of hurt on her face, but somehow satisfied as well, savouring the sense of being seen by her. How do you know about Giselle anyway? You haven't been at the organised recreation or the nutrition centre all summer, I say, watching our reflections on the ceiling. I'm squashed against the wall, Isabel skirting the edge of the mattress, a sliver of white flashing between us. Fat women are ugly, old women are ugly, but Giselle, honey-hued Giselle, with her honey blonde hair, honey flecked eyes, honey coloured skin, ugly? So that's where she was last weekend, I say, when she doesn't answer. She told us she was in quarantine with suspected flu. Hives, Isabel repeats. Hives the size of eggies all over her face. Pity it was off term, I joke weakly, tasting a bubble of nausea. Her rankings won't be affected. Be nice. That's easy for you to say, Mrs. Number One. You're number 3, and we're all designed equally, she replies mechanically. Yes, but some Eves are lucky enough to be designed better than their ugly sisters. I hold my breath, waiting for her to disagree with me like she always used to. You're not ugly, Frida, she says. She's tired of me, tired of my constant need for reassurance. None of us is. I am compared to you. I hear my need stitched through my voice, and I hate myself for it. My skin is so tired looking. I stroke the contours of my face in the ceiling mirror, searching for cracks. What if my rankings is affected? Better tired looking than fat. Her voice is flat, as if someone has let the air out of her lungs. I turn to face her. Our noses almost touching. I breathe in deeply, as if I could suck out her mesmerizing beauty and steal it from her. I looked up her chart online once, hoping to find an easy formula to copy. PO1, metallic silver hair, the computer chanted. Number 76, folly green eyes, muted gold-coloured skin, frosted pink lips, a few small flecks over a neat nose. I wish I looked like you. Everything would be easier if I looked like you. I've been thinking that since I was 4 years old. What are you talking about, Isabel? Or, yeah, what are you talking about, Isabel? She rolls onto her back and points at the ceiling, waiting for me to copy her. I watch as she loosens the silk tie from around her waist, unwrapping the dressing gown, laying her body bare. A thickening at the waist, a roundness in the thighs. In the dark, my sharp intake of breath sounds like a scream. I know. She pulls the dressing gown closed, hiding her sins. Have you tried throwing up? Of course, she says impatiently. It doesn't always work, you know. What about the extra meds you're taking? Are they helping? They did at the start, but they don't seem to be working anymore. Maybe it won't be that bad. I want to sound consoling, but I don't know how. It's always been Isabel's role in our relationship. Maybe you won't be the only one. Lots of Eves gain weight over the holidays. We both know this isn't true. Not this year. I don't understand how it even got this far. Surely someone must have noticed you in your weekly weigh-ins. You haven't even stepped foot in the nutritional centre for... She holds her finger to her lips to forbid me from speaking further, and I swallow my thoughts. Just one more secret between us. I close my eyes, but all I can see is her flesh spreading, threatening to engulf her bones. I was thinking the other day about your obsession with monkeys. Isabel's voice was so low for a moment, I wonder if she'd said anything at all, as if my desire for us to be close again is so desperate I'd imagined her speaking to me. Remember, she says, reaching her hand out to touch mine, the monkeys? They were a fascinating species. I'm sure they were. Did you have to pretend to be one, though? I was 4. No excuse. That's exactly what Chastity Ruth said when I fell out of the tree in the garden and broke my leg. What a witch. She clamped her hand over her mouth to stifle her giggles. Excuse me, it was extremely painful, I say in indignation, but I'm smiling too. I thought she was going to kill you when she had to take your Monday photo with that massive cast, she says, her voice rising. Shush, Isabel, you'll wake the Chastities. Who cares? Ah, yes, Princess Isabel never gets in trouble, I tease, bowing my head in a mock salute. Must be nice to be so special. I wait for her to laugh and tease me back, but there's nothing. Her body stiffens beside me. The silence is overwhelming, jamming into my eardrums. I search blindly for the trail of our conversation. But the thing about the monkeys was, I'm tired. Isabel cuts me, and the words fizzle in my throat. I always take it a step too far, Chastity Ruth says. We shift apart in the bed, space yawning between us. I am pretty. I am a good girl. I always do what I'm told. The messages continue as if nothing has happened. Dawn slowly pours out of the street lamps. Sorry, the light lamps, chasing my dreams away. Unfolding my body, I stretch out, claiming the entire mattress. Isabel is gone. I get out of bed, tossing my hair back to scan my face in the mirrored wall. I do this every morning, part of me hoping that I'll have magically transplanted into a different body during the night, Isabel's or Megan's maybe, that I'll wake up and be paler, thinner, different, better. On the opposite wall of my bed, an outline of a handprint is etched into the pink plastic. I press my hand into it, feeling heat prickling my palm, until the glass coating thins to transparency, and I push through, grimacing at what feels like 1,000 sticky fibres that dissolve against my skin. Inside, mirrors cover every surface again, even the floor. On the top of the room, there is a narrow steel changing cupboard with grey rubber tubes curving from the top into the ceiling. I slump in the Fushka armchair beside the cupboard, drumming my fingers on the onyx marble vanity table. A semicircle of coral light bulbs around the mirror cast my face in a rosy glow. I tap the glass and it turns milky, then opaque, dissolving to reveal a computer screen. A cartoon graphic of a woman laden down with shopping bags popped up. "Good morning, Frida," the personal stylist program says in a staccato voice. "How are you today?" "Nervous?" "I believe that is to be expected of the first day of term," it says. "How do you want to improve yourself today?" "A complete redesign would be nice," I mutter, chewing on my lip as I catch a glimpse of the mirrored wall and how unattractive it looks. "How do you want to improve yourself today?" None of the PSAs understand sarcasm. PSPs. Maybe something in white? Stream fashion TV. I need some inspiration after the holidays. A catwalk appears on the screen, a long strip of wood suspended in mid-air in a black vacuum, pounded by a torrent of fashion models. They've been designed primarily for this purpose, hundreds of them falling off the factory line with their gaunt bodies and featureless faces. White looks good with my skin tone. I picture Megan in something similar, her complexion turning like gone off milk, and feel a brutal thrill. Wait, this one's perfect. On my voice command, the screen freezes on a model wearing sheer white around a sheer white round neck tee embroidered with applique, lace flowers, and white lace skirt falling in ruffles to knee length. Is that okay? Yes, the PSA concedes. I will request the appropriate items from the fashion closet now. Step into the changing cupboard. The screen snaps back into a mirror. S41, delicate laced cocoa hair, number 66, uh, Chindia yellow eyes. I hope that's the right way to pronounce that. That's me. That's what people see when they look at me. I peel off my nightdress and throw it onto a trapdoor implanted in the wall underneath the vanity table. The cupboard opens, beeping loudly until I step in, the steel trap closing like a greedy mouth around me. "You've gained weight," the voice fills the cupboard. "You are now 118.8 pounds. I will recommend in your weekly report that you are to take extra KCL blockers until your weight stabilizes between 115 pounds and 118 pounds. Do I have to take more? I hate the KCL blockers. They always leave me doubled over with stomach cramps. I guess I should be grateful that they've improved since the early days when exploding colons were reported. It's embarrassing. You're the only person who is informed of your medication requirements. I snort rudely at this. In theory, yes, our prescriptions are private, but nothing stays that way for long in school. By breakfast, my sisters will know that I am weak, that I am greedy, that I can't control myself. And I thought that I'd been such a good girl last week. The lasers crackle to life, scraping against steel walls of the cupboard, and the infrared hoop descends from the ceiling, tickling as it inches down my body. The box then inhales a whooshing gulp of air, sucking in any dirt, and plumbing it underground to be disposed of. The lasers rise again, spraying makeup into my naked skin and gently pulling my hair into a bun at the nape of my neck. We're only allowed to use this machine twice a day, at morning and bedtime. It's too expensive, Chastity Ruth says, so maintenance of hygiene and makeup is your own responsibility during the day. Within 2 minutes, I'm spat out. Today's outfit and matching accessories left in the open trapdoor, the base of the wall. I grab them, the portal disappearing as soon as I do. I do so. This doesn't look like it did in the model. I pull at the faded t-shirt, the floral embellishment crumpling beneath my fingers. It was as close a match as I could find within the school's fashion closet. Back in my cubicle, I examine my body from every angle in the mirror, swallowing disgust. Let's go. It's Freya in the doorway, her collarbones spiky in a beige crocheted top and canary yellow skirt. I'm ready, I say, pushing my feet into the faux snakeskin slingbacks and falling into line, hurrying to catch up with Daria in front of me. The dorm is bursting with the sound of 30 pairs of high heels scraping against the black and white diamond tiles. We march together in silence, the same as we do every morning. Outside the main entrance of the dormitory, a freestanding photo booth has been assembled for the start of the new term. Daria forces the rickety sliding door open, her toffee-coloured hair artfully dishevelled, indigo blue eyes sparkling with pleasure. Why is she pleased? Did she take the perfect photo? A better photo than mine will be? Frida? Freya prods the small of my back with her knobbly fingers, and I stumble into the empty booth, sliding the door shut in front of me. Number 1, turn partially to the camera, one foot in front of the other. Number 2, weight on the back foot. Number 3, left hand on the hip. Number 4, dazzling smile. There was a flash of light. My photo uploaded instantly to the school's website for the Eurozone inhabitants to judge, determining my opening ranking for the year. I'm left in the darkness. I should leave, but for just a moment I want to stay there. I want to hide, fold into the shadows, become invisible so no one can look at me anymore. I hope the photo was perfect. And that's the end of chapter 1. Well, what did you think of that? I hope it's going to be a good series. Obviously, it touches on issues and the sorts, and there's going to be it's possibly a good time to put in a warning for people. There's things like anorexia. There's I can probably tell there's going to be some what do you call it? The word has escaped my memory. Uh, bulimia. There's some of that in there, so fair warning if this sort of thing triggers you. There's a lot of it through it, and there's rankings, competitiveness. You can see how it's going to go. But thank you for listening anyway, and I'll see you soon.